It's fight week for LFA 47. Joining me right now, one half of the main event, Nasty Nate Jennerman. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What are you up to on this Sunday of fight week?
Sunday of fight week. Well, my wife and I just got done with church service and then a little volunteering after church. And now we're just going to go home, chill with the dogs, and then go hang out at the farm a little later.
So, this close to the fight, is it nice to have a Sunday where it sounds like you're totally not thinking about the fight?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have a day to not think about the fight, kind of a day off where, like, I'm not exactly just sitting at home, but, you know, I'm keeping my mind off of the fight. I'm doing other things and just getting ready for the week.
At this point, being around people and being so active, is it hard to stay away from the food?
Yeah, the food is definitely hard to stay away from. You know, everywhere I go, all I see is, like, food that I want that I can't have. Like, I mean, we were just at Walmart real fast, and there were some Oreos. And I don't think I've had Oreos like the cereal since I was like 7, but they looked really good right now.
The worst thing you can do while cutting weight is walk into the grocery store, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everything sounds good. If I went to the grocery store, like, while I was cutting weight and actually let myself buy stuff, I'd probably be broke.
It'd just be downhill. It'd be downhill.
Yeah.
Well, how excited are you
move
about...
up like 3 weight classes.
How excited are you with the fight coming up? It's the title fight you've been looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited. You know, I've been calling for this title fight, honestly, since my first fight in LFA. You know, I called for the title fight after I won my first fight. I ended up hitting a small hurdle in the Bobby Moffitt fight, but since then, you know, I've been on a 3-fight win streak, and you know, I'm very happy about the win streak, and I'm happy to push it to 4 this Friday.
That last one, was that the first time, the win, putting Kevin Kroom to sleep, was that the first time you got a technical submission like that?
No, not the first time I put somebody to sleep, but probably the best one, being on such a high-level show and on national television in that feature fight spotlight. And, you know, I mean, I just couldn't have asked for anything better. 48 seconds was amazing for the fight.
And I believe that is the quickest win of your professional career.
Yeah, it beat my second fastest by 4 seconds, so it was awesome. Picked up the 5th first-round finish in my career and the fastest finish in my career. It was pretty awesome. With
all the hard work that goes into a camp, what's your reaction to a quick victory like that? Is it almost a little bit surprising?
A little surprising, yeah. I mean, you know, it was just like, it was crazy because when he shot in, I was just like, oh my gosh. As soon as I grabbed it, I was like, this is it. I'm done. Like, this fight's over. And then, you know, when he went to sleep, I was like, oh, man. Yeah, and people ask me, they're like, oh, do you wish it would have went longer? I was like, hell no. I want to get out of there as fast as possible. If it could end even faster than 48 seconds, I'd be happy with that.
It wasn't more of a would you have wanted it to last longer. I was more interested, did you expect it to be that quick of a fight?
Oh, no, definitely not. You know, Kevin's a very tough dude. You know, he had never been finished that fast. I think the only one that, like, even came close was his fight with Justin Gaethje early in his career. But, yeah, I definitely didn't expect it to go that fast. I did expect to get the win, and that was one of the ways that I kind of expected it. Me and my corners, I joked with my corners in the back. I was like, guys, as soon as I hit this guy and he starts shooting, I was like, I'm not even defending this takedown. I'm going to snatch his neck. They're like, you're not even going to give him your hips? I was like, nope, I'm just grabbing his neck and I'm taking it. And that's what happened. So it was pretty funny.
From watching it on TV, it felt like Kevin had a good entry. Were you just expecting it? It seemed like it wasn't a bad setup for the takedown. It wasn't like he shot from horribly far out.
Yeah, no. honestly, like that's just like one of my reactions is, if I can get my hips back real quick, then I check for the neck next. As soon as I start defending it all, I'm checking for the neck, just in case they left it out, and he just so happened to leave it out a little bit, and I latched on and didn't let go.
That's one more guillotine on the belt. No, it's your favorite submission. What did that win prove to you, that last one over Kevin?
That one just proves that I'm really out here and I'm ready for the big time. And now I got the LFA title fight to prove it once more to any more doubters that I'm for real in this. My only 2 losses in the last 4 years are Alex Gilpin and Bobby Moffitt, and both of them are fighting on Contender Series this next week. So it's just that just shows the level of competition that I've been fighting. And I've been fighting good guys, so I'm just ready to go out there and prove once again that I'm one of the top prospects in this entire sport right now.
Know that you've wanted this LFA title. What was it like for you watching the Thon Lee Kevin Aguilar fight?
Oh, that was the week before my fight, so it was really exciting to see it because I was like, oh man, one of these guys, this might be a possible opponent. And actually, Damon Jackson fought that night too, and I looked at that as a possible opponent too, especially with both Thon Lee and Kevin Aguilar where they were at with their careers. Now Kevin Aguilar is sitting at 15-1, and Thon Lee was a former Ultimate Fighter guy. So I knew that with a victory, either one of those guys could possibly get signed. So I was looking at Damon Jackson as well, and that's why I called for Damon Jackson, because I felt like Kevin Aguilar was going to get the call. He did go to Contenders. He ended up not getting the contract, but I'm sure he'll get that call at any time. And if my time to fight him comes before he gets that call, then it's too bad.
How much different of a Damon Jackson do you think we're seeing from in his post UFC run from what we saw during his UFC run?
I think he's just getting way more well-rounded with everything. He looks really gritty in the cage as of recent. He gets to where he wants to be, and then he doesn't give that up. And he works his way for that submission every single time.
Used to be purely a grinder. How much do you think you've seen his striking evolve? Because I think it's gotten very adequate.
Yeah, I think he's grown a lot as a striker. I think that I'll be able to expose holes in his striking, though.
Is that kind of your game plan? I know that when I talked to you before the John Duvall fight, you said you wanted to work on that striking. You've been submitting everybody, wanted to keep it on the feet. Is that going to be your advantage in this fight?
Yeah, I believe my advantage is in the striking without a doubt. I also think that, on the ground I can handle myself too. He is an NAIA All-American wrestler, and he does have the 12 subs, but I also have 10 subs, and I work with a lot of good guys. I've been working with Rafael Stotts a lot lately. He's a 2-time national champ wrestler. So I've just been working with really good guys to get ready for that wrestling feel, how he's going to feel on top, and what he's really going to be trying to work for and go towards. And I really think that I hold the advantage in the striking for sure, but I don't really see a disadvantage on the ground. I just think it's more of like a wash.
How do you see this one playing out? Tell us about how this one should play out. What do you think is going to happen on Friday night?
I think on Friday night I'm gonna hit Damon Jackson as many times as I can before he shoots. And if he falls down from me hitting him, I'm gonna be happy. And if he shoots with his neck out, I'm gonna snatch it up. I think he's a very tough guy. I respect him a lot, and I think I'll get the finish in the second round.
I know that you've taken on a mantra of not wanting to look past, because that kind of bit you in a prior fight.
Yes, sir.
So not wanting to look past, but even after the Kevin Kroom fight, seeing the way that the landscape is right now, do you think, or did you think, that the title equals a call up to the UFC, or do you see more of a the Contender Series being a prominent pathway?
I think that this title should be my golden ticket to the UFC. I mean, I'm not the one making the shots, so I'm not the one that gets to make the call. But I do think that, coming from where I come from in Roufussport, winning that LFA title, I think it should give me my ticket to the UFC. We've had 3 guys win the RFA title before they merged, and all 3 of them went to the UFC in their very next fight.
Right.
That was Gerald Mearshart, Sergio Pettis, and Mike Biggie Rhodes.
Right, and I'm just it feels like the landscape right now with the Contender Series. We've seen Ian Heinrich, Anthony Hernandez. It feels like the LFA champions have been getting put through this ringer going to the Contender Series. That's why I was interested on your thoughts in it.
Yeah, I've seen it with a couple guys where they had to go through the Contenders first, but the Contenders is done after this Tuesday for the rest of the year. So are they just going to not sign top prospects for the rest of the year? I mean, that kind of gives other promotions the option of signing top prospects. So I think that if I take care of business and I show that I'm exactly what the UFC wants, I'm a finisher, I put on exciting fights, and I'm ready to face top competition. I think that if I can show that and I can prove that, then they'll sign me. I don't have to go through Contenders. I'll just get signed.
Also, last time I talked to you, I know you one of your big things was you wanted to improve on your fight IQ. So tell me about where you feel you're at now with that aspect of the game.
Yeah, I think that I'm always improving on my fight IQ. We've got such good coaches with us at Roufussport. Duke Rufus, Scott Cushman, Joe Nichols, and Daniel Wanderlei. I get the benefit of working with these guys day in and day out. And, once, some of the UFC guys, once their fights are over and, they take their 1-2 weeks off and, kind of recover in the pad sessions, I really get to, I get to hit with one of the coaches, and one of the other coaches is watching. So I get to, I have somebody watching me from the sideline where they can see things that the guy that I'm hitting with is missing. And then we're working on that. We're fixing that. We've got multiple coaches on the mats while we're doing other stuff that see these mistakes, and they're really helping me advance my game in every single way, from the ground to the stand-up to the wrestling, just mentality before the fight, into the fight, during the fight. I mean, I've got really good guys around me as well. Anthony Pettis, Paul Felder, Gerald Mearshart, Sergio Pettis. The list goes on and on for our UFC guys that are constantly, helping me out with the mentality and everything like that too, helping me with my fight game as a whole.
You've grown up there at Roufussport. How much of a benefit has it been there that they've kind of picked up that super camp mentality? I know guys like Sage Northcutt, Tyrone Woodley, you mentioned Paul Felder's been up there now for a while. These guys have popped in and out, and there's guys like you, the Pettis brothers, that were homegrown. So what's that been like being in a camp like that's attracted so much great talent?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We have brought in some top talent recently. John McDessie recently joined our team, Jared Gordon, and then we've got Bilal Muhammad, who ended up, a lot of these guys, they don't just come in for a week or two and then leave. Jared Gordon moved here to Milwaukee. Bilal Muhammad moved to Milwaukee. Paul Felder comes here for 8 weeks at a time. John McDessie comes here for weeks at a time. It's not like some of the super camps where guys come in and then they're gone right away. These guys are here. They bleed with us. They grind with us. They're teammates. Tyron Woodley comes up for weeks at a time as well.
And what's that influence been? What's that influence done for you?
It's helped me a ton. Paul Felder helped me a lot with my mentality, and now Jared Gordon has helped me a lot with my mentality as well. He's been helping me with a lot of stuff recently. So to be able to have these high-level UFC guys come in and share their experiences and their game and their fight IQ, and just getting to spar with these guys is huge. I wouldn't, I can't even put like a number on that because that's just so big for me in my career right now to be able to work with these guys day in and day out.
And what has it done for your confidence?
That's another thing too. Is it's helped my confidence so much to be able to know that I'm working with top 10, top 5 former world champions, current world champions. I get to work with these guys on a daily basis. And Emmanuel Sanchez is about to fight for the Bellator world title as well.
So much talent there. I gotta ask, who wins the award though for the best beard?
For the best beard in the gym?
Yes.
Oh man, outside of Scott Cushman, I'd say me.
You'd say you take the strong second. I forgot about Coach Cushman, and obviously, yeah, he takes first place.
Yeah, that gray beard looks fantastic.
You got LFA 47 coming up, the title fight against Damon Jackson. What's some last thoughts on the upcoming fight this Friday?
Oh man, last thoughts. Just make sure that you tune in and watch me take care of business.
How can everybody follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Twitter at NastyNateMMA. Instagram is also NastyNateMMA. I like to keep it real simple.
And last but not least, who do you need to thank and shout out to?
First off, I got to thank God just for blessing me with everything in my life right now. Next, I got to thank my beautiful wife, Mariah. She helps me with everything, especially leading up to these fights. She cooks all my meals. She helps me with my weight cut. She does everything. Then I just got to thank my family and my friends and all my supporters. I got to thank the whole team down at Roufussport. They keep it real all the time. Then I got to, thank some of my sponsors. Oh, and SEG, my management group, Jeremy Bjornberg. Shout out to him for getting me all these good opportunities. Got to thank Combat Corner for helping me and my teammates with the best gear, protecting both of us. Grip mouth guards, keeping my teeth in my mouth where they belong. Raw Dog Pet Food Supply in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He's a real one. Anybody in the area needs to get there. 1740 Beard Balm for keeping this second place beard on point. Iowa Bison Company, Champ Sports Bar in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. They'll be having a huge viewing party. If you can't make it down to Dallas, I get it. Come watch me take care of business there. Greasy Spoon here in Sheboygan. Three Sheaves Brewing Company in Sheboygan. Then I've got Advanced Spine Care and Wellness for chiropractor. Healthy Living Acupuncture for my acupuncture, and Pure Body Balance for my craniosacral. I've got a great medical team behind me that keeps me recovering all the time. That's why I can keep taking these fights on 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. This will be like my 5th fight in the last year and a half. 6th fight in the last year and a half.
Have you felt that you're not wearing out yet with how active you've been?
No, I'm not wearing out at all. I'm actually, right now, my wife and I were talking about it earlier, I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in right now. And I just keep getting better and keep working and keep going. And shout out to my strength and conditioning coach, Jake Frias at Kohler Sports Core. We've been killing it lately.
Awesome. Like Nate said, if you can't be in Dallas at the Bomb Factory, there's Access TV. That's how you watch LFA 47. Sir, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.